to the 5th edition of Orange City Literature Festival. In the 2 days that we have been encountering this fest, many of the events have happened where the speakers and the moderators have provided us with immense knowledge, and we have indulged in certain activities and certain sessions where we could ask questions which were intriguing, knowledgeable, and really splendid. Today we have an event named Artisanal and Craft Food Production, exploring the revival of traditional methods and artisanal techniques in food production such as cheese making, charcuterie, and brewing. So, on the panel we have esteemed guests Neha Rahate, Rucha Moghe, Chef Shruti Jain, and Mahek Sughand. I would ask the audience to welcome them with a huge round of applause. And now I will hand over the mic to Mahek Sughand to lead the conversation.
These are the things what we have to discuss today, right? So the first thing is one of my very good friend Mahek is going to tell about, because she has a business of chocolate, right? So she will be telling ki Mahek, mujhe batao, the conversation is going to be Hindi and English. Everyone is comfortable with Hindi and English, guys? Yes, just show me thumbs up. Amazing. So I will be asking Mahek that Mahek, अगर आप चॉकलेट्स बनाते हो तो देयर इज अ बहुत आपका, मैंने भी खुद चॉकलेट खाई है, तो एक बहुत ज्यादा पर्सनल टच रहता है आपके चॉकलेट में. सो टेल मी कि क्या चैलेंजेस आते हैं आपको कि मार्केट में इतनी चॉकलेट्स हैं जो इतने कम रेट्स में मिल रही है. सो हाउ आर यू कॉम्पीटिंग विद द वर्ल्ड टुडे?
Good evening, everyone. I believe before we start this conversation, we all need to know a little about each one of us. So I am Mahek Sughand. I am born and brought up in Indore, and apparently I'm the third generation chocolatier in the family. Having said that, I'm the third generation chocolatier. My father is, I had the fortune to see him make his fortune in chocolate making. So they are into masses. And back then it never struck me. Chocolate did not strike me in my early days. I think the seed was sown in my childhood, which only germinated during my trips to New Zealand and Singapore, Switzerland. That's when I came across this beautiful small joints. You know, artisanal कभी भी कम quantity में बना पाते. And that is one reason कि वो इंडिया में बहुत कम लोग करते हैं, because India is a market of masses. So upon coming back, I started educating myself. I went to London, I went to America. I was also awarded a PhD into it. That's how deeply I researched into the product. But coming back to the point,
What are the challenges?
So today, first challenge that we face mostly in India regarding chocolates is India is too big. So region by region, it is very varied, and region by region, the weather is very varied. And for artisanal chocolates, it is made of cocoa butter and cocoa solids.
So true.
And one of the beautiful qualities or characteristics of chocolates is that it melts on the room temperature. So the very first challenge is shipping.
Correct.
So that is one thing you have to sort out. The second challenge is right ingredients and ethical sourcing. In chocolates, there is a lot of child labor involved. So you have to make sure your sourcing is ethical and right. Shipping, ethical sourcing, and getting the right people who have the love for the craft that you're working upon. So yeah, these are the first three challenges to begin with that I find.
Meg, I would really ask you, what about the supply chain in your production? Like, you people work in a very small scale, and what about the relations with others? Like, how do you procure the things? How do you keep the production? Like, people would love to know that when you make these small things, like for example, today we are seeing Corridor 7 as a coffee brewing things, right? So these are artisanal, like personal touch. So how do you keep that source? How do you keep that production with you? Like,
See, her काम में I think innovation is happening.
Correct.
Innovation enhances the traditional work that is happening. Is what I feel. So when there is a little bit of machinery involved, that takes the production to the forefront, but that artisanal touch is still working in the background. That is always a part of it.
Very nice.
So that's how we try to keep the balance. There is a lot of innovation that is happening, which makes work easier, faster, but also keeps us rooted to what needs to be done.
Very true. Very, very nice answer. Like, she is telling us that there should be always a balance between artisanal plus the technology. Otherwise, these people cannot grow if the technology is not helping them, right? So they have to make everything handcrafted, plus there is no production. So you need to keep a balance between them. So that is very
Always,
important.
always.
Always.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. And I would really ask you last one more question, that what do you think that like keeping all those things, and how do you advertise yourself? See, like what is the budget, and these people, see, you are very famous in Nagpur, right? She is very famous in Nagpur, but what about the people who are producing really less? How am I going to showcase? See, Neha is one of them. We collab with her. Like, what are the other things apart from the collaborations? How do you promote yourself? Like, do you give the free samples or something like that?
So, I will take this bite from my own journey. We started Binge in December 2019, and I literally started it from my servants' quarter. We renovated the servants' quarter, and that's how we started. Apparently, COVID had hit us, so that was a downfall. But COVID was March, April, May, June.
True.
That's usually when chocolate consumption is very low. It is so low that if Cadbury produces 300 tons per day, it comes to 30 tons a day.
Oh God.
So that was, we survived that phase really well. But because the events got smaller, the weddings got smaller, the gifting got huge.
Okay.
And once, if your product is good, it is rightly priced, then the word of mouth brings you enough business. And now I think there are so many tools, Instagram, a little bit of promotion, and collaborating with right people.
Right.
I think that does the work for
Right,
you.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, Neha, I would like, thank you, Mahek. They were so amazing prompt answer, which I feel everyone has received, that whatever, whatever Mahek said, like production, innovation, the chocolate she is dealing into it, the supply chain, and where does she started with a very small servant quarter, right? And now she is growing. Now I would like to ask Neha a few points, and then I will be coming to Rucha then. So Neha, just tell me one thing, that nowadays people keep on coming to you. Like, I think every collaboration is of artisans only, to be very honest, right? Every day the baker, every day whosoever, the hampers and everything, whatever is coming to you is with a personal touch. Like, so how do you promote? Like, don't you find it difficult? What are the parameters you judge the quality, uniqueness? What are the things what you...
A very good evening to everyone. So every brand, every company has a story. Every person has a story, how they started and how they are sustaining the market, and that is the differential factor they have from the different brands.
Do good.
Yeah. So I think online nowadays, to sell a product, it's little difficult, but you can easily sell emotions and story.
Wow.
So that is how brands should basically aim to differentiate themselves. So I make sure कि उनका जो background story है, how they started, that I let the people know, and that's how people get attracted also towards the brand.
Very true, very true. So guys, those who are not following Neha, they should really do, because she really writes something about each brand, why she likes, what are the main points and all those things. And Neha, one more thing I just wanted to ask, as in marketing and all, like people do have the budget, really big budgets, like big productions have big budgets for the marketing and all. So these artisans have really small budget. So apart from collaboration, would you just guide people, like, because there are people nowadays who have started asking, see, I would say that there should nothing be free, right? But nowadays people have really started, as a influencer, they have started asking big amounts, so that ऐसा होता है कि एक story, एक post. So how about, apart from your collaboration in Instagram, what are the other marketing places they can market themselves?
Yeah, that's actually a good question, Shruti Di. So the best part is कि you can start your own platform on Instagram. You can have your own page, and on that you can promote yourself. And since this is an era of reels, so even if your one reel goes viral, it's everywhere and everyone knows. And also there are many local platforms, like Chitnavis Center only has flea markets, which are really good platforms, because I am visiting Chitnavis Center flea market since many years, all their editions, and I've discovered so many good brands here. And every brand that I discover, I've been still associated with them because I still buy from them. So they should keep an eye out for such flea markets. And also there are huge, bigger platforms. If we talk about their Shark Tank, like it's a very big platform.
Right.
But yeah, I know many of you sitting here must be watching Shark Tank and then just going to Instagram and checking the page, and we end up ordering also. So that is another platform.
Also, I genuinely believe that you should be part of such events even more, because maybe आज आप में से कई लोग बिंज को जानते होंगे, कई नहीं जानते होंगे, but today for sure a few might go to Google or Instagram and look for us. So participating in such events is also one advantage that comes.
Yeah, I mean the brand should be progressive. They should consider these platforms as a good initiative.
Very true.
They should not have a very traditional approach कि हमारा process is traditional, so our thinking and marketing will also be traditional.
Right. वो
They
ज़माना
have to
गया.
keep up with what's going on in the market right
Very
now.
true. So I would conclude Neha's point in few sentences. Like she's saying that you should have Instagram, खुद का page होना चाहिए. एक तो या तो आप collaboration कर लो, या तो आपके पास खुद का एक अच्छा पेज होना चाहिए where you can promote and all those things. Secondly, she said that जैसे ऑनलाइन आप जो है आपकी विजिबिलिटी रहनी चाहिए, खुद का वेबसाइट रहना चाहिए, राइट नेहा? एंड दोस ट्रेडिशनल लाइक दीज सेंटर्स सच एज फ्ली मार्केट्स एंड शार्क टैंक आर द प्लेसेस वेयर यू कैन go and do the advertisement and everything, right?
Very true.
Right. So Neha, एक और चीज मुझे एक और, you will think that Shruti is asking me so many questions. Tell me one thing, like if Mahek is making chocolates and all those things, and if I want to taste like before having it, so how does, like this is common question for you both, like you are an influencer, you get Mahek's chocolate to eat, right? And then you promote, and what about others? If I want to have Mahek's chocolate, then how am I going to get that? Like कैसे होता है ये? तो she should conduct small classes, workshops, so that she can give it for tasting or something like that.
Yeah,
Promotional
that's
activity.
also one good option. Also, there are stores nowadays who are very open to this activity of helping the small ventures, small or the online ventures. So these stores help them by keeping their products.
Okay.
Yeah, so like in Nagpur, we have Better Store who has one entire shelf for all the brands
Okay.
who are online. So their
Right,
products have been displayed there.
Okay.
So that's how I also enjoy the chocolates of Binge there.
Right. Perfect. So, guys, it was a perfect answer from Neha's side. So I understood about the marketing, but soon again we will be coming back to her, and now we'll go to Rucha, right? So Rucha, I would really love to hear from you about the artisan and the food production methods and the heritage and everything about your business and what is the importance in your life about all this, because Rucha is amazing. She's running her business, so we really need to know more about it.
Okay, hi everyone. I am Rucha. I have a patisserie called La Fahim. I started in 2018 with a small studio. It was a cloud kitchen at that time, and I worked there for 2 years. Basically, I started educating people what French desserts are, because Nagpur was lacking in that. We worked there for 2 years and we moved to a bigger space. Then we had a proper patisserie and a cafe menu there. And things were going quite nice, but then COVID hit.
I see.
So we were closed for a brief period of 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
But we adapted the change well and we started home delivering our desserts. And that's when we introduced a small limited edition boxes which were having all types of French desserts and savory products, just to educate people what French cuisine is.
Okay.
So that helped us a lot. And after that, there was no looking back. And we strive to educate people what things we are doing, because people were not aware about that.
True.
So I believe artisanal products need proper education, because nowadays we serve croissants and we have limited batches of that.
Very true.
So people now and then complain that why can't you produce more? But again, we have to educate them that the process takes time.
And the less shelf life.
Yeah, one croissant have to make, the process is for 3 days.
3 days.
First day you make the dough, then you rest it, then you laminate it, and then you bake
Make it.
So people need that education.
Very true.
Once they know the authenticity of the products.
Right.
It's not just one another bread that is just shaped in the shape of croissant. That's not a croissant, that's a bread.
Right.
So you just need to educate. Once they know it, they'll come for that.
Correct.
So I believe whatever you are doing, you need to tell the story properly. And nowadays you have all this online platform
Right.
where you can share the whole process.
Correct.
If people are seeing that, they'll know it, and then only they'll come for that.
Correct.
So I believe online presence is very important, as Neha said, and people like Neha, they just help you a lot.
Neha helps a lot.
Because reaching more people is the key. Like as we discussed that Nagpur market is very communal, so
Very much.
you just have to reach more people. For that you need proper marketing, and these platform really helps.
Right. So Rucha, tell me one thing. See, nowadays,
I would like to add one more point to Rucha's thing. Ki nowadays, even this thing has increased. Globalization has increased a lot, and because of that, people are so well read, well traveled. Ki they know certain types of food dishes. So they themselves ask me ki where can I find this thing particular, and a lot of times I also have to Google it ki what is this exactly, and so I think globalization has helped a lot in this.
correct. So, Rucha, just tell me one thing. See, like you have told that Instagram is very important. Every story is very important. Like how to educate people and all those things. So, just tell me that you told me how much are they satisfied being as an entrepreneur? Like you are a business girl. So, are you satisfied by the less production? Yeah. Like what do you think? Like your bakery should reach and see. Otherwise, you have to put the mechanism and पूरी सारी चीजें लगानी पड़ेगी. तो ये क्या आप लोग हैंड क्राफ्टेड चीजों में सेटिस्फाइड रहते हो कि हाँ इतना ही प्रोडक्शन हुआ इतना ही बेचना है, वी आर सेटिस्फाइड बिकॉज पीपल आर गेटिंग द गुड रिजल्ट, यू आर मोर एम्फसाइजिंग ऑन द प्रोडक्ट्स rather than money? Is it so?
No, you have to work. Both things should work.
Okay.
So basically, very important point would be training will be important.
Okay.
If I have a staff, I have to train them. But the training for authentic products should be like you have to tell them, I have to train my staff for 6 months for whatever. If I
Right.
have to deliver a proper authentic
True.
product, the training should be proper.
Right.
Because firstly, in first one, I used to sell say 10 croissants. But it was not working. People were just coming
Right,
and saying
right.
it doesn't make any sense. We are coming from so long, and every time we are coming, you are saying the products are sold out.
Right.
So it doesn't suit your brand. So you have to train your staff and give the proper training, and then only you can increase the production. So it's not like that. It's a crafted product, so you have to bake it less,
Yeah.
but you have to train them well so that you can scale up. So I
Amazing.
guess training is important.
I would like to add to that. Actually, see, eventually, Rucha, me, Shruti, you yourself, we're here sitting with something artisanal, but we are here to make a business out of it. So there has to be a balance between the two. Now, if you come to binge, आपको almond clusters चाहिए तो वो हाथ से ही बनेंगे. There is a limited, हम रोज का 50 kg या 75 kg से ज़्यादा नहीं बना सकते. But that is something we realized early, and I quickly invested in a machinery for drajis, which makes 75 kgs of production in 3 hours. So then the shift can work further. So that's what I'm saying. There is always innovation part of it, but it only enhances the product. And you have to make sure the work is scalable, otherwise you won't sustain. Yeah.
Because making 10 croissants doesn't solve the
Doesn't
problem,
solve the
and it doesn't suit your brand as well, and it doesn't make any story that.
And that's not your goal either.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You
Yeah.
have to scale up. So you have to invest in good machinery and again innovate the product.
But there is one beautiful thing about small scale industry is that we are very agile. So we adapt to the market trends very fast, and we are very flexible with what needs to be done. Yeah. And which is easy for us to adapt. Yeah.
Amazing. So, Rucha, I would really ask you one more question. Like, whenever you do all these things, and you told me that 6 months, like you give the training to the people, right? Like, what if that staff goes somewhere else?
That's
It's
a
a
big problem.
right?
If anybody finds a solution, please let us know.
So I just really wanted to ask, like, एक second. तो जैसे होता है ना, 6 महीना रुचा ने पूरी जान लगा दी, and 6 महीने बाद यहाँ का कोई होटल मैनेजमेंट स्टूडेंट ने सीख लिया, and उसके बाद he goes to someone XYZ, तो उसका जो 6 महीने का तो आप 100% सिखा देते हो उसको कि आप कुछ ट्रिक्स अपने पास रखते हो.
This is a दुखती नस. थोड़ा ज़्यादा बात किया तो रो ही देंगे. I think this is a problem. This is part of
It's
any
a problem,
industry.
but yeah, you have to trust it and you have to risk it. Anyways, I cannot make thousands of croissants myself. I have to pass on my education to the next person. Then only it will happen. So yeah, you have to take the risk. No solution for that.
देयर इज नो सोल्यूशन टू इट, बट ऐसा होता है ना, अभी तक कोक वालों ने अपना फॉर्मूला नहीं बताया, मैगी मसालों ने अपना फॉर्मूला नहीं बताया, तो जब इतनी बड़े बड़े ब्रांड्स ने अपना फॉर्मूला नहीं बताया, स्टिल दे आर रनिंग द बिजनेस, राइट?
But again, our product is completely different. The
Right.
craftsmanship is completely
Right.
different. It's not a set. It is a set recipe, but again, the temperature, the products you are using, everything affects the product.
Very true.
I think what Coca-Cola and all of these companies is doing is easier because उनका machinery based है. हमारा handcrafted है. There is a capacity to how much one person can produce in a day. Yeah. So that limitation is a part of it.
I was also feeling मुझे भी ये सारी चीजें मैंने फेस की. दैट इज व्हाई आई वांटेड टू आस्क कि जो 6 महीने की ट्रेनिंग है उसमें क्या बताना चाहिए और क्या नहीं बताना चाहिए वो भी जानना जरूरी है. ओके, तो जब आपने ये ट्रेनिंग्स दे दिए एंड देन दे स्टार्ट प्रोड्यूसिंग एंड एवरीथिंग, ये सारी चीजें चालू हो जाती है, तो मुझे बताओ कि आपने अपने आप को पूरा ब्रांड कर लिया, ये सारी चीजें हो गई और ये आपकी सारी चीज चालू की. उसमें एक और चीज रहती है, जैसे कि आप लोगों ने इसका आप मेन्यू कैसे इलेबोरेट करते हो. लाइक जैसे महक ने बताया कि जैसे ही कुछ नया आया यू अडॉप्टेड. सो इसका कैसा आप एडवर्ट, लाइक यही सारी चीजें हमें बार बार करना पड़ेगा कि इससे भी आपने सप्लायर चेन आपका सही रहना चाहिए. देन उसके बाद क्या होता है ना कि हमारे पास जो आर्टिसनल या क्राफ्ट वाले जो रहते हैं, जो क्राफ्ट प्रोडक्शन करते हैं, उनके पास ना कैश फ्लो इतना नहीं होता. छोटी चीज बनती है, ज्यादा रोज रोज इतना बड़ा बड़ा प्रोडक्शन नहीं होता. तो आप लोग इसका जो सप्लाई चेन है या ये सारी चीजें आप कैसे मेंटेन करते हो. लाइक यू हैव, मतलब इसके क्या लॉज होते हैं. लाइक यू रन द बिजनेस, बड़े जो उन्हें डर भी रहता है, तो आपके बिजनेस में क्या लॉज होते हैं. लाइक व्हाट आर द लॉज.
So basically, we rely on customer feedbacks. So whatever they want, what things they are expecting from us. As Neha said, they are traveling globally, so they try many products outside, and they request us कि आप बना सकते हो क्या. So that's a big plus point where you can find what new things they want. Secondly, seasonal products like seasonal fruits or whatever they are coming, you can make products out of that. Because fresh fruits like mangoes, strawberries, they play an important part in making desserts. And people like to have seasonal fruits in their desserts. So second part is that. Third is we just design the whole menu as per the year. Like festivals and all that, you have to design as per that. Like Christmas is coming, so all the soaking of fruits, all these traditional methods, you start doing it and you start educating. You shoot a video, how it's done, why it's done, and why it's important. Then people are aware of that. So you have to plan, like we have to plan for years and then we have to execute it.
I think in globalization, one beautiful part that happens is if you're good at your craft and if the person you're dealing with is well exposed to everything around, half of your job is done. भैया उसको चॉकलेट समझता है, उसने रॉयल्स इंटरनेशनल खाया, so you can, आपका कंपैरिजन ही उस लेवल पे हो कि you don't have to educate that client further, right?
Yes.
So half of that job is done. As she said, you have to plan a day-to-day life, right?
Yeah.
But with me, what happens is we do a lot of OEM.
Yeah.
So we manufacture for a lot of brands. So that keeps us going round the year. And of course, शादियाँ बच्चे होते ही रहते हैं. So that keeps us going. Yeah.
So amazing. So just one more thing I just wanted to, I'm asking so many questions over. No, is it okay? So I just wanted to ask, see, I run my cooking classes, right? To be very honest with the audience, मेरी cooking classes चलती है. अब डेली की वर्कशॉप में जैसे 100 बच्चे आते हैं, ठीक है, तो जो 100 रहते हैं वो 100 को ही मैंने पूरा नॉलेज दे दिया, तो वही 100 कंपटीशन में आ गए. राइट. सो ये जो आपके एरिया में कंपटीशन होता है, ये आपके जो, जैसे अब मैंने ही 100 केक जो सेल करने वाले बेकर्स, और ये आफ्टर कोविड बहुत हो रहा है, ठीक है. अब जैसे आपने क्रॉसो की बात की, ब्रेड्स की बात की, आई टेक डेली ये सारी चीजें. तो डेली व्हेन आई आस्क वन थिंग टू पीपल, just tell me how many of you are attending for hobby and how many of you are attending for the business. There are 99, they raise their hand for business. So I'm like, from which city? 25 say that Mumbai. So there are 25 daily who are coming up with daily this business. So how you are managing this competition after COVID? Because people are selling, and if they are, see, I searched macaroons yesterday. There are so many people who are selling macaroons. कई लोग 350 में बेच रहे हैं, कई लोग 650 में बेच रहे हैं, कई लोग 800 में बेच रहे हैं. Like, and everyone is telling their own personal story, the same method of making, the collaboration, what they are doing. Then luck है क्या इसमें कि what is the thing, like how are you all getting the audience, like क्या customer relations होते हैं? I just need to know.
Basically, I love competition.
Oh, amazing. Right.
If there are 2 people, there is no competition. If there are 5 people, then you feel like working hard for it.
Correct.
I believe you start innovating the product, and it's like you had chocolate cake at my place.
Right.
Then you went to 5 other places.
Correct.
But if you really like my chocolate cake, you will come back.
Right.
So you have to trust the customer, and basically you have to trust your product.
Right.
Whatever you are baking, you have to trust that.
True.
So it's fine. Competition is really good because it push you harder to work more hard.
True. So Meg, it goes same with you, like.
So apparently there are a lot of people who work with chocolate, but there are very few who work with real chocolate. And with real chocolate, what happens is the machinery investment is big. So not until you're very serious about it, you won't invest. So there aren't too many competitors, but Compound Chocolate Valley and all of these people do give us some competition, but we believe quality over quantity. So whoever is looking for that will always come back. Yeah.
And many of them are seasonal. When festivals come, they just pop up and again they are gone.
Seasonal also, and during COVID also, a lot of businesses started. And
But a lot of shut also.
yeah, it was only for that time period. Yeah.
They were both. People started even selling breads. People started everything now. Whatever they could, achar, right? There was
It is also crafted.
they're
Yeah.
handcrafted, na. So of course, so for that you need to be good with farmers, direct customer chain, the fresh. हमारे पास आम आ रहे हैं for making those things, preserving methods. एंड यही सारे उनसे सप्लाई सही, उनसे रिलेशन सही, ये सारी चीजें आर इम्पोर्टेंट. तो आफ्टर यू एकदम करेक्ट कि कोविड में बहुत बिजनेस ऐसे स्टार्ट हुए. महक इज राइट दैट शट भी हो गए, पर रहा वही रेस में जो कंसिस्टेंट रहा है एंड लोगों से कस्टमर रिलेशंस रहे. बिकॉज आई फील इन कस्टमर रिलेशन, जैसे नेहा के मुझे भी पता है आज बहुत सारे लोग, बहुत सारे फूड ब्लॉगर्स आ गए होंगे, पर नेहा मुझे पता है कोई मुझे भी पूछता था आई टेल दैट ऑथेंटिक है, क्योंकि भले उससे ज्यादा फॉलोअर्स हो गए होंगे पर ऑथेंटिक है. वैसे ही महक का भी मैंने मिली नहीं थी, पर आई वॉज नोइंग अबाउट पीपल, बट हाँ नाम तो सुना हुआ था इन गुड बुक्स. लाइक इतनी कंपटीशन में और स्पेशली नागपुर में जब पैंटलून जैसे लोग भी सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाते. तो
So one more point, Shruti ji, about the competition thing. I feel that people nowadays, since they are very aware,
Right.
they also know what is good and what is substandard.
Correct.
So they can differentiate very easily.
Right.
And once they try out different things, if other thing is little cheaper in price, they'll try it, but they'll come back again. Because they know the quality is good.
Right.
So that is what I think Rucha will also agree to it. Ki
Right.
people do come back even after they deviate once in a while, but they do come back.
correct. So true. So by this audience, अभी जैसे अभी हम लोगों ने just supply chain and all those things, I would really request audience, अगर आपके पास भी कुछ हमें पूछने के लिए questions है, so that we can discuss and guide you for all this, क्योंकि हमारा discussion ऐसा चलता रहेगा. So if you all want to ask us something, you can please ask us.
I would just like to add one point here. If any of you or anybody at all is starting with a business or anything, please make sure that some part of it has a traditional technique added to it, because those traditional techniques gives you USP. And the most common way to acknowledge this is wherever in the world we are, I think we all come back to mummy ke haath ka khana, kyunki uski aadat hai, that is traditionally enrooted in us. So make that traditional part a part of your recipes. I think that's important. Yeah.
मुझे लगता है कि ऐसे हमें प्रमोट भी बहुत ज्यादा करना चाहिए. द रीजन इज क्या होता है कि बहुत बड़े मास प्रोडक्शन में एनवायरनमेंट फ्रेंडली भी नहीं होता. हमारे चीजों में ऐसा कोई भी चीज नहीं है जो आप लोग बना रहे हो जिसमें एनवायरनमेंट को कुछ प्रॉब्लम जा रही है, राइट? या आप लोगों के पास ऐसा होता है कि बहुत सारे उद्योग वाले, द पीपल हु रियली नीड जॉब कैन कॉन्टैक्ट दीज गर्ल्स, राइट, सो दैट दे कैन इवन स्टार्ट वर्किंग. आप लोग ऐसे इंटर्न्स और ये सब भी रखते हो?
Yeah.
You keep all those interns
Yeah.
and everyone, those who want to work with you and all those.
Yeah.
All the students that you get from Nagpur, you can send them to us.
Yeah, please.
100%. So मुझे तो कोविड के बाद ना लिटरली मैं बताऊंगी ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड नाउ सी क्या होता है कि लोग मेरे को बोलते हैं कि मैम यूट्यूब होने के बाद भी आपसे अगर लोग सीखने आ रहे हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि इसलिए सीखने आते हैं क्योंकि आई डोंट कीप एनीथिंग जो छुपा है, और जो वहां पर 3 मिनट की रेसिपी है वो मेरे पास 3 घंटे की क्लास हो रही है. यू आर गेटिंग
Hands-on experience is completely
दैट इज डिफरेंट.
Yeah.
हाँ, यस एंड इसलिए मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि कोविड बहुत सारे लोगों के लिए बहुत अच्छा भी रहा है एंड स्पेशली मेरे लिए, पर इसमें मुझे ये समझ में आता है जब मैं डेली क्लासेस ले रही हूँ और डेली लोगों को सिखा रही हूँ, तो कंपटीशन आज से जो 1-2 साल बाद एवरी सेकंड पर्सन इन है, जैसे होता है ना मुंबई के जो स्टूडेंट्स बोलते हैं मैम हमारी एक विंग में हम 10 केक हैं जो बेचते हैं, 10 people sell it, तो अभी नागपुर में वो कंपटीशन आने का है, तो हाउ यू आर प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दिस?
I'll tell you, जैसे सिखाने में कंपटीशन आया है वैसे ही स्टूडेंट्स में भी ग्रोथ आई है. द विलेजेस और द 2 tier 3 tier cities जो हैं वहाँ पे भी, बिकॉज इंटरनेट इज accessible, even those people are willing to learn. So I think market for everybody is going to be always there, and there is enough market, like everybody can work and still sustain, but find your USP. Yeah.
Neha, would you like to add something more? People, would you like to
We would
ask us a
actually
question?
love if anyone has any questions or any inquiries, doubts.
Yes, there are people raising their
Hello, good evening to the panel. I was listening to your discussion. It was very, what you call, informative and very knowledgeable to me also. I had a question for all the panel persons. Since you are involved in artisan products, how you price it for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 places, how the pricing goes on? That's my question.
So the pricing completely depends upon the ingredients and the technique you are using. Just for if I'm making a croissant, the flour which I am using is not the regular flour which is used for all the breads and everything. The butter I am using should be a good quality butter. So the ingredient cost plays an important role for that. And second, the technique behind. For croissants, I am using whatever machinery I have invested in. Then third part is the time, labor time, which is in the product which I have invested. So all these things play an important role in pricing the product. Then whatever you said, tier 1, tier 2 cities, again the competition also play an important role. So how many people are selling the same product? What are the price range? So after seeing all these things, we decide a particular product for the particular price for the product.
सो बेसिकली क्या होता है ना, कभी भी जैसे मेरे स्टूडेंट्स हैं, द पीपल हु आस्क मी मैम हमने केक बनाना तो सीख लिया आपसे, पर इसे हम प्राइसिंग कैसे करें, तो यूजुअली क्या होता है कि प्राइसिंग के लिए देयर इज एक फॉर्मूला इन बेकिंग इज मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3. like what I tell them, like multiply anything, multiply by 3, whatever is your costing. For example, आपकी कुछ भी जो भी कॉस्टिंग निकली है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपकी 200 रुपए की कॉस्टिंग निकली है, मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3 वो होता है 600 रुपए जो आपका सेलिंग प्राइस होता है. एंड सेलिंग प्राइस में क्या क्या आता है, दैट इज अबाउट द जो आपने मेहनत लगाई है, एज रुचा मेंशन, मशीनरी जो लगाई है, डेप्रिसिएशन, द रेंट, द लेबर विच दे आर वर्किंग विथ यू, whatever the methods are. तो basically multiply by 3 is the costing pricing method. You usually हर जगह पे bakers ये use करते हैं. Secondly, ऐसा होता है ना, आप कितने पुराने हो चुके हो वो फील्ड पे, मतलब अगर एग्जाम्पल मुझे एक्सपीरियंस, दैट इज व्हाट एक्सपीरियंस कॉस्टिंग भी होता है. वो सेम केक हो सकता है रुचा आज मार्केट में 1800 का बेच रही है, बिकॉज उसका ब्रांड है, नाम है, मे बी शी इज यूजिंग सेम फ्लावर, शुगर एंड फैट, बट स्टिल her name, brand value also matters. दूसरा होता है एक और थर्ड थिंग which I would like to add on. The thing is कि आपका एक्सपीरियंस और एक आपका खुद का भी रहता है कि आप उसे कैसे प्राइस करके सेल कर सकते हो. आई कैन नॉट फिक्स अ प्राइस फॉर देम. मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3 हो सकता है महक कैन सेल दोस चॉकलेट फॉर 1800 रुपीज kg, राइट, बिकॉज वो उसका स्किल है और मार्केटिंग है. जोमैटो इज समथिंग वेयर यू कैन कंपेयर द प्राइसेस बिटवीन द पीपल. सो दिस इज व्हाट I hope the answer was valid and it was answered right. So anyone would like to ask?
There's one more question.
Hi, my question is specifically to सुगंध मैडम. ये अभी मैं दिवाली के लिए भी हमारा बिजनेस है, तो काफ़ी लोगों को चॉकलेट गिफ्ट करने के हिसाब से प्लान किया था. तो इंटरनेट पे चॉकलेट मार दो तो हजारों लोग, एवरी लेडी, आई फाउंड मेनी लेडीज इन अहमदाबाद, बॉम्बे, थ्रो अवे प्राइसेस. In such a tough situation, बिकॉज यू सेड इंस्टाग्राम एंड एवरीथिंग, इंस्टाग्राम पे इतना ज़्यादा रश है चॉकलेट बनाने वालों का, few people quoting in kgs, सर कितना रुपया किलो में ले लो, तो how are you able to sustain and differentiate yourself from there?
See, I'm coming back to the point, quality over quantity.
And everybody who is talking to me is saying कि मेरा बड़ा brand है, मेरा बड़ा quality है.
See,
Nobody is saying
it is not about the brand. So first and foremost, आप जब supplier choose कर रहे हो किनके साथ आपको काम करना है, you need to understand what is the quality they are giving. क्योंकि chocolate 200 रुपए किलो में भी मिलता है, 2500 रुपए किलो में भी मिलता है. तो firstly you need to understand which product do you want. Second thing that comes in action is which brand do you want to go with. You know, you want to give a branded, good quality product which is known in the market, or you want to just give away a gift. So this is a common problem and practice that is there in the market. Also, I think food is always something that you have to like. So whichever and whatever you like, branding, product, person you're dealing with, the trust factor, you're supposed to go ahead with that. Yeah.
So my question was, how are you able to cope up with all these things?
We
Somebody
are
is
growing.
selling at 200 rupees and you,
Sir, वो मेरी market के लीग के बाहर है. So that's not, they are not part of my competition only. So I will not worry about a market running like that, because मैं 200 रुपए चॉकलेट खरीदने वालों को बेचना भी नहीं चाहती हूँ. So my selling market, my buying market is totally different from that.
fine.
So I was answering her same sentence what she said. Basically niche. एक होता है नीश मार्केटिंग. नीश मार्केटिंग इज इफ महक से चॉकलेट लेना है तो उसका एक सर्कल है जो इतने रुपए किलो से चॉकलेट खरीदने वाला है. तो आर्टिसंस के पास वही होता है दैट इफ यू आर रेडी टू पे द हैंड क्राफ्टेड प्रोडक्ट विच इज basically satisfying the consumer or the customer need, then only the customer is going to, because her niche is selling 800, 900, 1000 वो वाला. और जो आप जब जा रहे हो and everyone is saying कि मेरा ब्रांड अच्छा है, मेरा ब्रांड अच्छा है, तो यहाँ पर यूजुअली क्या होता है कि you can just take out 5 top out of them. 5 में से you can just have a taste. जैसे हम लोगों ने डिस्कशन किया था, you can just taste the chocolate because everyone is doing Morday, everyone is doing the pure Gallets and the Calvo. तो आप टेस्टिंग इज वन ऑफ द मेथड, रेट कंपैरिजन एंड द प्राइसिंग एंड यही सारा चीजें होती है. पैकेजिंग या पैकेजिंग इज
Any other questions?
We will have one last question.
Hello ma'am, this is Vishal from Hotel Management College. I am working as a lecturer. I just like to know means हम बच्चों को किस तरीके से मोटिवेट रखें. You are running cooking classes. So ऐसा होता है थ्रू आउट द ईयर बच्चे स्टार्ट में काफ़ी एंथ्यू रहते हैं हर चीज़ सीखने के लिए, बट एट द एंड वो इतने प्रेशर में होते हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं मोटिवेशन खो देते हैं. दिस फॉर एवरीवन जो यहाँ पे हैं स्टूडेंट्स के लिए. सो जस्ट कुछ ऐसे चीज़ बताइए कि हम बच्चों को फुल थ्रू आउट ईयर थ्रू आउट देयर कोर्स हम उनको मोटिवेट रखें और उनको कैसे उनका एम डिस्क्राइब मीन्स कैसे अचीव करना है कि आपको यही फील्ड चूज करना है. ऑफ कोर्स दे आर कंफ्यूज्ड थ्रू आउट द ईयर, 3 साल 4 साल कि उनको कौन सी लाइन चूज करनी है. ऑफ कोर्स होटल मैनेजमेंट में 4 डिपार्टमेंट है, उनको कौन सा चूज करना चाहिए, बट स्टिल 10% ऐसे बच्चे होते हैं कि हाँ मुझे इस फील्ड में जाना है, बट दूसरे सारे कंफ्यूज्ड ही होते हैं.
I think to answer this fairly, I think firstly तो उनको रोज का 2 घंटा वो करवाइए जो वो करना चाहते हैं. I am very sure they need to learn everything, but there is something that they want to excel. So give them that window, and giving them internship should be a 6-month basis.
We are giving
Yeah.
6 month, 1 year.
Baki, I believe that whoever is passionate will stay back.
That's the thing, ma'am.
I think I have also done hotel management and I have also done 2 trainings.
Okay.
One is in first year and second is in third year. So first year में मुझे लगता है कि सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स में काम कर लेना चाहिए. वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट रहता है, जो मुझे भी बाद में पता चला. I got 2 months in housekeeping and then I got 1 month in baking. So फर्स्ट जो ट्रेनिंग रहती है वो सब में काम करके यू जस्ट गेट एन आइडिया कि क्या पसंद आ रहा है. देन आफ्टर दैट सेकेंड एंड थर्ड ईयर में यू कैन चूज दैट डिपार्टमेंट जिसमें आपको सच में काम करना है, बिकॉज इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहता है.
That's true. But what happened कि हमारे यहाँ 6 बच्चे जैसे कि ट्रेनिंग पे गए, आफ्टर दैट दे डिसाइड कि इस कोर्स में रहना है कि नहीं.
हाँ.
That's the main thing.
या एक्चुअली ऐसा भी होता है कि यू आर नॉट यूज टू वर्किंग फॉर 12 आवर्स, सो बहुत लोगों का चेंज हो जाता है. इट बिलीव कि फ्रंट ऑफिस इट्स नाइट्स अ ग्लैम जॉब, अगेन किचन इट्स 14 आवर्स वर्किंग जॉब. सो इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में पता चल जाता है कि व्हाट यू कैन डू एंड व्हाट यू कैन नॉट. सो या यू कैन डिसाइड फ्रॉम दैट.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me. Excuse me, madam.
Thank you, panel. I'm sure the audience would have taken.
It's almost closed. Okay, one minute. Switch the meeting.
Good evening all. Sorry I'm taking your time. मुझे ये क्वेश्चन पूछना था कि जैसे आपने मैम बोला कि आप ट्रेन करते हैं अपने कैंडिडेट्स को फॉर 6 months, एंड अगर वो मैम ने भी बोला कि वो छोड़ के चले जाते तो वो पेन जो आप बेयर करते हैं उस बुक्स का क्या. तो आई थिंक आई शुड लाइक, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आपको उनको ऐसे ट्रीट कर देना चाहिए, ऐसा ट्रीटमेंट देना चाहिए कि अगर वो छोड़ के भी जाते हैं तो उस बाकी कंपनी से एक्सपीरियंस लेने के बाद वो आपकी कंपनी में वैल्यू ऐड करने के बाद आए.
हेलो.
वहां से सीख के वापस आपकी कंपनी में आए और आपकी कंपनी में वैल्यू ऐड
प्रिंट करने
करें. सो दैट वुड
ऐसा
आई वुड लाइक
हाँ
टू
राइट राइट, यू आर सजेस्टिंग कि उन्हें हम यहाँ पे ऐसा कोई नहीं होगा जो अपने एम्प्लॉइज को ऐसा करेगा. वो ऑलवेज बेस्ट ही देगा, ठीक है. और उसके बाद अगर वो एक बार छोड़ के चले जाते हैं और अगर हम उनको वापस से अगर हम ट्राई करते हैं बुलाना, तो मे बी वो 2 रीजन से जाते हैं. या तो उनको सैलरी हाइक मिला है, 1 रीजन. सेकेंडली होता है, जैसे अभी रिसेंटली मैं बताती हूँ, मेरी 5 साल की जो एम्प्लॉय थी, शी गॉट शिफ्टेड समवेयर. मेरे को नेक्स्ट डे आई सर्च समवन एंड उससे ज्यादा बेटर मिल गया. तो वी कैन नॉट क्राई विद दैट पेन, लाइक वी कैन नॉट वेट इवन अ सिंगल डे. और अगर वो वापस भी आ रहे हैं तो आई थिंक वो बॉन्ड खत्म हो, क्योंकि आप या तो आप छोड़कर गए हो, आपने हमें छोड़कर चले गए हो और आप हमें वो सिचुएशन में छोड़कर गए हो where we were not having anyone, और उसके बाद जब हमने दूसरे को लगा लिया, then you're coming back, तो we will also feel कि शायद बाहर एक्सपीरियंस हो. इवन आई डोंट थिंक कि वापस से मेरा ही एक्सपीरियंस है, इट्स नॉट वर्थ इट.
what I think that like not only the customers are the promoters, even the ex-employees are also
Absolutely,
the promoters.
100%.
So,
Your brand is as good as the team is.
Exactly.
Because eventually back end उन्होंने ही संभालना है. But for any unforeseen reasons, if somebody is going, now this is something happened with me also recently. 2 of my important members had to travel and go. So you can't do anything, and always whichever substitute you get, they are better. Or they get better with time. It is on the way you train.
What do we do? Again, yeah, take.
Also, it's not a limitation only in our industry. I think majorly it's part of everybody's occupation. Yeah, so that is one thing. And everybody, I guarantee you, everybody treats them really well. It's just that it's unfortunate that such situations come. Yeah.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, panel. I'm sure the audience would have taken a great spark of thought and insight from this discussion. It was fabulous listening to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Neha Rahate, Rucha Moghe, Mahek Sughand and Shruti Jain. The evening hasn't come to an end. It is still young. And next event is a much awaited band performance by Raha. It's going to be an electrifying performance. I request the audience to stay back for the musical symphony. Thank you.
you.